How you doing, Slick?
I don't know, Doug. I'm really confused about something.
Oh, what is it?
Well, a while back, I heard a nice lady, we had a guest minister, nice lady, and she was from the seminary, she was a professor, but she said we were all racist.
Racist? Well, how'd you get that?
I don't know. She's quite a remarkable gal. I know people that have her for a professor and they really like her, and she's an Old Testament scholar. But boy, she seemed like a really nice lady. But I can't get over that. It's been a while, but I can't get that out of my head that we're racist.
I don't know how does she know any of the congregation?
No, not really. She maybe a few, but for the most part, she didn't really know the congregation. And we've got people in our congregation that have adopted kids that are, they're African American and they're Korean and all different nationalities. And if she says we're all racist, how can they be racist?
You think she's right?
I don't know. I'm confused because there's another girl from our church, and she took time off and she went to Africa and she worked at an orphanage with African kids, orphans, and she was there for almost a year.
Why?
She just loved the kids. She didn't get paid. She actually had to pay to do it. And I was there and saw her, and she'd work. I never saw anybody work so hard. She'd work from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. She not only didn't get paid, but she had to pay to do it, and she just loved those kids. And she goes to our church, so is she a racist?
Well, I don't think so. How could the... It seems very unlikely.
Another thing, our youth leader takes us to Jamaica, and we go to a school for the deaf in Jamaica, and these are black Jamaican kids, and high school kids, and we work with the kids, and we talk to them, and they're, school for the deaf, and, and the kids pay to do that.
Boy, did they probably get paid a lot?
No, they have to pay to go, and
really,
yeah, and it's amazing to see the kids do it. And then another example with kids, we were with the high school kids in Houston, and we were working all day at this shelter for the homeless, and right at that time, Ferguson, there was some racial problem going on in the country. Remember that?
I recall that.
Yep. So I was working with this. He was a African-American guy, and he had a master's degree in business and divinity. He was a chaplain and nice guy. And I thought, why not? I'm going to ask him. I said, what's up with this racism stuff? And he said, look at your kids out there working with the black people, white people, with the homeless. He said, they aren't racist. He says, look how far we've come in the last 100 years. There's been a few instances, but for the most part, these kids aren't racist.
No, I don't see how they could be, But you have any other examples?
Oh, yeah, I could go on and on. I talked to a lady from North Carolina. I didn't even know her. She was a black lady. So I knew we were going to be talking about this. So I said, do you think white people are racist? She said, absolutely not. There's a few, but he said, for the most part, white people aren't inherently racist. And then another example is a good friend of mine, one of my best friends. He was adopted, and he's American Indian. So since I heard this sermon, am I not supposed to like him anymore? I didn't know until later he was Indian. So if we're racist, how can he be one of my best friends?
I just don't understand it. Any other stories besides those?
Yeah, the grandkids. Our grandson, I got 2 grandsons, and one of them, I asked him, I didn't set him up, I asked him who his best friends were, and he listed 7 kids, and 2 of them were Hispanic kids. One originated in Mexico and one Honduras. And he's not, there's some of his best friends. And the other grandkid, his best friend is part African American. And actually, we played football with that boy's grandpa.
No kidding.
Yep. So I hope they don't get that memo.
Yeah.
Because they aren't racist, I don't think. And then there's that Merkel lady, that married the prince.
Oh, yeah.
I always liked her. She's like a nice lady. And then I find out later on that her mom is black. Well, am I supposed to not like her as much now? I don't know. I don't get it, Doug.
It's just so hard to understand.
Yep. And I know we're running out of time, but man, we have kids in our youth group, and they, we love all those kids. There's all different, a lot of white kids, and there's some black, and they're all great kids, and I don't understand why that lady said we were racist. Do you?
It's just unbelievable. It's a whole different world out there. It's
Yeah, I think you're right.
Since the world that we grew up in.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yep.